I never believed the stories people told about old houses. You know the ones, the haunted house stories people share online. I always thought they were exaggerated until I moved into a house in Pennsylvania 2 years ago. That house changed everything. It started normally. I had just moved from Chicago because of a new job. The rent was cheap, and the house looked decent for the price. It was an old 2-story house built sometime in the 1970s. The landlord told me the previous tenant had left suddenly, but I didn't think much about it. Moving day was exhausting. By the time night came, I had unpacked most of my things and decided to sleep early. Around 1:30 a.m., I woke up. At first I didn't know why. The house was completely silent. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Very slow footsteps, somewhere downstairs. My heart started pounding. I sat up in bed, listening carefully. Step, step, step. Someone was definitely walking inside the house. My first thought was that someone had broken in. I grabbed my phone and quietly got out of bed. The hallway outside my room was dark. The only light came from the kitchen downstairs, which was strange. I was sure I had turned all the lights off before going to sleep. The footsteps stopped. Complete silence. I slowly walked toward the stairs. "Hello," I called out. No response. Just silence. I turned on my phone flashlight and started walking down the stairs. The kitchen light was on, but no one was there. Every door was closed. Every window was locked. I searched the entire house. Nothing. No sign of anyone. I tried convincing myself it was just the house making noises. Old houses do that. But the next night, it happened again. This time at 3:02 a.m., I woke up to the sound of something dragging across the floor downstairs. Skrar, skrar, like someone was moving a chair. I stayed in bed this time. I didn't want to check, but the sound continued for almost 10 minutes. Eventually it stopped. The next morning I went downstairs. The kitchen chairs were in the exact same place. Nothing had moved. But something else caught my attention. On the kitchen table, there was a glass of water, half full. I hadn't left a glass there, and I lived alone. I started getting nervous after that. For the next few nights, strange things kept happening. Cabinets opening, doors slowly creaking, footsteps at night. But the worst night happened a week later. That night I woke up again around 3 a.m. But this time, something was different. My bedroom door was open. I was sure I had closed it before sleeping. The hallway outside was dark, but I could hear breathing. Slow breathing, right outside my door. I held my breath. The sound was clear. Someone was standing in the hallway, breathing. I slowly reached for my phone and turned on the flashlight. Then I got up and walked toward the door. My heart was beating so loud I thought whoever was outside could hear it. I pointed the light into the hallway. Nothing. The hallway was empty. But something on the floor made my stomach drop. Wet footprints, bare footprints, leading from the stairs to my bedroom door. I immediately ran downstairs and turned on every light in the house. I searched every room again. Nothing. No one was there. But the footprints were real, and they had stopped right outside my room. I barely slept that night. The next day I called the landlord. I asked him if anything strange had ever happened in the house. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said something strange. "Did you check the basement?" My stomach tightened. "What about it?" I asked. He hesitated. "The last tenant said he heard someone living down there." I felt cold all over. "What do you mean living down there?" But the landlord quickly changed the subject. He told me it was probably nothing. But that night, I decided to check the basement. The basement door was in the kitchen. I opened it slowly. A dark staircase led down. The air coming from below smelled damp and old. I turned on my flashlight and walked down. The basement was large but mostly empty. Old boxers, broken furniture, dust everywhere. But in the far corner, something didn't belong. A mattress. And beside it, empty food cans. My heart started racing. Someone had been living down there recently. Then I heard something behind me. A voice, very close. "Are you looking for me?" I turned around, and there was a man standing at the top of the stairs, thin, dirty, smiling. He had been living inside my house the entire time, watching me, waiting until I slept to walk around upstairs. I ran past him and out of the house. Police later found him hiding in the basement. He had been secretly living there for weeks before I moved in. But the part that still scares me the most was something the officer told me later. They found only one mattress in the basement, but the footprints outside my bedroom door were much smaller, like a child's, and they never found out where those came from.